Hey, Brian Young here. We're back with part two of navigating Amazon's fees. I'm going to just jump right back in. Be sure to watch part number one, where I kind of give an overview of all the topics we're going to cover in this short video series. But we're going to get right back at it. When you want to determine where your inventory is at regarding age, there's three different areas where you can look on your Amazon Seller Central homepage. You can look at inventory age. You can download and look at your inventory health report, or you can also look at the recommended removal report. And so we're going to jump over to my Amazon Seller Central page, and we're going to take a look at some of these reports. So we're here right now at the Amazon Seller Central homepage. This is kind of what my homepage is. I know every time they make an update, it changes it, so I'm sorry if it doesn't look exactly like yours. This is where we're at. If you want to download a Microsoft Excel copy of your active inventory, you go to inventory and you select inventory reports. And then from here, you can generate different type of reports here. You can click here, active listings report would be one you might want to look at, as well as Amazon fulfilled inventory report. But I think the easiest way for you to take a look at your inventory and determine kind of where your age is at and how much these long-term storage fees are going to be potentially is a different route. Instead, go to the inventory tab and click on inventory planning. It's kind of a new option here. So it gives you your inventory dashboard. It's going to tell you a lot of things like estimated lost sales for items out of stock, and a lot of times for booksellers that doesn't really apply. But if you scroll down to FBA inventory age, it kind of gives you an overview of where your inventory is at. Now, keep in mind, we sell used books on Amazon. We also sell a variety of other products. But it shows you that 61% of my inventory has been there 0 to 90 days, whereas 91 to 180 days, that represents 16%. We just passed one of the Amazon long-term storage fees milestones, so we just liquidated and got rid of a bunch of inventory. So our inventory is actually looking like it's in pretty good shape. But we do have some inventory. 18.98% of our inventory currently has been there for over 365 days. But let's take a look at the details here. So what you see here at the top, again, there's no books at the top, but you see we have this Misaka Bravo 6-piece serving set. We have 66 of them that have been there 0 to 90 days. Okay, if they were charged a long-term storage fee today, which they won't because they're not, 6 plus, and we're not at that next interval yet, August 15th. But at the same time, they're not old enough yet. They would be charged. We'd be charged a total of $243.07, which is a lot of money. But what you want to do is click on this 181 to 270. That's going to show you all the items that you currently have in stock that have been there for more than 6 months. If you click the down arrow, it's going to sort them for you. So we can see we have some items that there's 21 of them here. We also sent 12 of these in later. So 12 of them are 91 to 180 days old. 21 are 181 to 270 days old. And they show you kind of what these fees are going to look like. Um, right now, the 6-month long-term storage fee would be applied to these Rydell. These are like football pads. So it'd be $42.57 for all of them. And that's anticipating the next long-term storage fee interval. But let's get down here to books. Again, like I said, a lot of our books have been pulled. This book right here would be eligible for a long-term storage fee of 74 cents. And so looking at this book, right now the current price is $5.55. If it came to the point where we had to choose between paying that 74 cents or paying 25 cents to destroy it, this is probably a book that we would destroy. But I want to draw your attention to some maybe the more the higher value books. You might not want to make that decision. Like let's take these Callaway Golf Cargo shorts for example. They're going to be eligible for a 56 cents long-term storage fee. But our current list price is $35.98. So if I was confident that having these pants remain in stock for like another 6 months or so, it might be worth paying that 56 cents. But this is what you'll want to do. You'll want to come to this place. Also, you're going to want to check to see what the 365 plus books and items are looking like because those are going to be charged the more heftier fee. So like this book right here, 100 Jobs in Technology. that has been there for over 365 days. And so if that book is still in stock on August 15th, we're going to be charged 58 cents. And in a book that's going to sell for $6.99, I don't want to do that. So I can come through now and I can reprice this book down to like a break even point, or maybe even I'll lose 10, 15 cents, but at least I can sell it and not have to eat that full 25-cent disposal fee. But this is a great place to look. Again, the only times you're really concerned about coming here and checking the age of your inventory is right before you're going to be charged those long-term storage fees. Actually, I'd say you probably want to come about a month and a half or 2 months in advance so you can start repricing your items down. Maybe be a little conservative that first 2 months out. So August, if you go back to July, June, let's say you check in June 15th, and you start to price all your books down, maybe a dollar here, a dollar there. Again, you want to liquidate them. That's a good process, and that way you can maximize the amount of money you make on these books. That will eventually, maybe a few weeks before those long-term storage fees hits, you'll just tank them out at break even. But prior to that, maybe you can make a little bit of money on some of that inventory. So there's lots of ways to avoid long-term storage fees. I mean, one of the obvious ones is to sell your items faster. And sometimes that can be done by lowering your prices. Maybe your price too high. Like when we were going through our inventory, we became very discouraged with Reprice It, the automatic repricing software we use, because we saw that a lot of our books were listed for way too high. They might have been the best priced used book, but they were several dollars, 5, 10, 15, sometimes even 20, $25 higher than the new prices. So for whatever reason, the repricing program wasn't seeing that there's new copies of that particular book being sold for significantly less than our used copy. And why would anybody buy a used copy for $15 more than they could buy a brand new copy for? They wouldn't. And so we saw some of these malfunctions. We were able to kind of put our inventory repricing program on hold, reprice some of these items by hand, and then realize some nice sales as a result. Also, you can have some of your items that are subject to fees be removed or destroyed. Now, there's a way to automatically set up your account to do that, and I will click over to Amazon real quick and show you how to do that right now. So from the Amazon Seller Central homepage, if you go up to the right-hand corner, Settings, and you click on Fulfillment by Amazon, it's going to bring up some helpful options here. Now go down to automatic unfulfillable removal settings. So what this will do is this will automatically remove inventory that you have that's deemed unfulfillable. Maybe it was damaged by the customer, etc. Long-term storage removal settings. So you can click on this edit button right here, and you have some options. What it's saying is when you're going to be charged a long-term storage fee, what do you want to happen? Nothing? Then you hit disabled. If you want your inventory automatically disposed of to avoid those fees, you can have them do that. If you want your inventory automatically returned to you, you can do that, but then you're going to pay a removal fee. And for like a standard size book, I think it's like 50 cents. So it's like 25 cents to destroy it, 50 cents to get it back. And then you can also set some guidelines. So there can be some criteria there. But you might want to toy with that. Maybe you just want your books to automatically be destroyed. And you're like, you know what? If they've been there for 6+ months and I haven't sold them, just get rid of them. Or maybe you want to return them. Maybe you're like, the books that I buy are decent, and maybe I want to return them. Think about it a little, hold them for a little bit, maybe send them back in when it gets closer to textbook season. That could also be a strategy you employ. And finally, the other way you can avoid long-term storage fees is to tweak your buying criteria. So essentially buy better books, or when you buy books, accommodate for these long-term storage fees that may be applied to them. I mean, none of these are great. I understand that. All these options they're kind of crummy. I wish we could just continue plodding along the path that we were on before and operating under the same business model. But the reality is that the marketplace is always changing, and fulfillment related fees and expenses are always changing. And Amazon's going to update this, and they're going to charge more for that, and that's just the reality of it. And so as an online bookseller, it's really important for me to remain very nimble and be willing to pivot and be creative and really hyper focus my business to be the most profitable that it possibly can be. So hopefully you enjoyed part 2 of our series on navigating Amazon's fees. Be sure to watch part 3 as we move forward and look at monthly storage fees and other fulfillment related fees that Amazon has for Amazon booksellers.